Family engagement has been a central tenet of the education system since its creation. This is because family engagement naturally happens in any context where children are engaged in learning, and parents and families share responsibility for supporting the learning and development of the child. Because both parents and teachers are tasked with fostering and developing the learning and educational experiences of the child, effective and valuable parent engagement is incredibly important, especially considering that as the child grows older, he or she spends more and more time at school. For the purpose of this overview and presentation, parent engagement does not refer to the involvement of parents in the regular activities or gatherings of a school or school community, but rather refers to the ability of parents to gain real-time, meaningful insight into the academic experiences of the student. Historically, parent engagement and communication has been limited by a variety of factors, but my focus will center on the factor which is most easily and effectively addressed via technology. That is, the barrier that exists between the parent and the world of school. This barrier naturally exists because it's where the student spends a large portion of his or her day, but it's further strengthened by the notion that what happens in school is exclusive to school and does not have implications for life beyond the walls of the building. As a result, throughout history, parent engagement and communication has been limited to the information made available by the teacher in the school and also the information communicated to parents via the students themselves. Before the implementation of modern technologies, parent communication was limited to papers sent home with the student or in the mail to communicate information about the school and classroom events, reminders, field trips, grades, and more. The emergence of email as a popular and efficient means of communication opened an additional avenue for parent communication and engagement in education. Nevertheless, despite being a convenient and direct line between teachers and parents, the communications exchanged are not by nature any more indicative of student progress and growth than a phone call or weekly newsletter. Additionally, the increased implementation of online learning management systems and portals reviewing grades undoubtedly had an impact on the amount of engagement and connection parents have to their students' learning. While this was a monumental change and undoubtedly represents the first time parents had such easy access to information regarding the academic performance of their student, the information was limited to just that, academic performance. And so, even though parents increasingly have been given access to online portals to view current overall grades and even scores on individual assignments, what this implementation of new technology did not provide to parents was insight into the true growth of the student and what their grades truly mean. In turn, even with the proliferation of email and online learning management systems, real information and insight into student growth has still largely been confined by when and how teachers choose to make it available, if at all. Moreover, many still view face-to-face parent-teacher conferences as the most effective way to gain deeper insight into student progress, even though they only happen a couple of times per year. One factor I believe may contribute to the continued existence of this feeling is that even with the emergence of technology, coordination has always been lacking between teachers and parents regarding the educational experiences and well-being of the student. And because of this, parents have to rely on the information they receive from their children, if and when the student is fully willing to disclose this information. This becomes increasingly difficult as the student gets older, and the common refrain is that the student did nothing in school that day. And so the question becomes, why does parent engagement matter in the age of technology? And what changes can we implement or are being implemented to improve the engagement and insight parents have into the true learning going on in schools? In our current context, both students and parents find themselves with ever-increasing contact with technology and all the opportunities for engagement, interaction, entertainment, and distraction that entails. Despite the increase in access to digital tools and technologies, the majority of parents do not feel that they've made parenting any easier, at least in the case of young children. I would argue that this is not indicative of a flaw of any of the tools utilized, but rather highlights the true issue, which is the kind of information teachers make available to parents. As more and more families have the ability to access information about their students and the school community made available online, the need for improved avenues for engaging parents in the educational experience of the student will not decrease in importance. Furthermore, many parents feel tension regarding managing their children's use of technology in and out of the classroom. While technology has a great potential to increase the rate and way in which students collaborate, learn, and create, in ways far different from what has traditionally been available, a sense of control is lost by parents. In light of this, schools and educators can work to harness the power of technology to improve communication, to strengthen the connection between the school and home for parents and students, to build an online community where parents can be involved and are encouraged to share their experiences, and to ultimately empower parents and families to use technology as a tool to increase interaction in what can otherwise be seen as something that is off limits to full parental involvement. Additionally, the ability of technology to improve the ease with which schools and parents can maintain open lines of communication can help to reduce the feeling that school communication only come in the form of delivering negative messages. By using technology more comprehensively to interact with parents in a regular fashion with a variety of digital content, not only can prompt notification of academic or behavior issues be maintained, but parents can also see real representations of their children's learning and practice. And so, effective digital communication in the age of technology ensures that parents are provided with a sense of empowerment and are encouraged to be active members in the school community, but that they also have a continuous open window into the learning experiences of their child. One significant issue that does still remain is the gap in access to mobile technologies that's based on family income. Although more and more individuals do have access to smartphones and tablets, a recent study conducted by Northwestern University found that only 18% of lower-income families own a tablet device, and 55% of respondents from lower-income families reported having a smartphone. The increases in spending by school districts, states, and also at a national level in terms of improving infrastructure and access to internet connections in both low-income and rural communities will have important implications for the future of education, especially in terms of opening lines of parent engagement for all. While there are a multitude of digital tools now available to help teachers resolve the issues presented in terms of barriers for parent engagement, there's two that I want to highlight for the purposes of this project. The most effective way in which to engage parents in the age of technology is to go beyond the typical context of parent interaction with teachers and with schools. Traditionally, parent contact with the lives that their children lead at school has been limited to school events, parent-teacher conferences, and sporting events. Technology, on the other hand, provides the possibility for meaningful and authentic interactions between the school community and the family of each child at the school. In reality, very simple implementations of technology tools can lead to significant improvements in the connection parents feel to the school lives of their children. More specifically, one of the simplest ways for schools to increase parent engagement and provide insight into the everyday experiences of their students is through the use of email campaigns or e-newsletters, which have a far greater likelihood of reaching parents than physical mailings or papers sent home with students. School websites and social media accounts can also be an important window into the school, as they provide opportunities to host other digital media, such as pictures and videos of students engaged in real school activities. On a more personal level, individual teachers can work to increase parent engagement in the educational experiences of their children via the wide variety of educational mobile applications now available. Two specific mobile applications that improve parent engagement and communication are Seesaw and Remind. While fundamentally different in depth of functionality, both Remind and Seesaw are intuitive and very accessible mobile applications that allow parents real-time insight into learning, progress, and upcoming assignments. Seesaw bills itself as the learning journal and gives students a means to create their own individual portfolios for different classes, in which can include text, pictures, voice, video, and more. Parents can have open access to this portfolio and see things their students are doing in real time. In essence, Seesaw gets at what is probably the most important barrier to parent engagement that can be solved in the 21st century, which is giving parents a view of more than just their student's overall grade. What it does is it shows parents what their student is really doing and how they're reflecting and interacting with others in class. Remind, on the other hand, is helpful in keeping parents informed with upcoming assignments, due dates, updates for the classroom that a teacher might want to deliver to them. This helps eliminate the tension that exists between parents when trying to get information out of their students, especially as they get older. While these are only two of a wide variety of mobile educational applications now available, and used by teachers, I chose to highlight them because of their ease of use and the fact that the media that can be shared with parents can take on so many forms. Whether it's through reminders and updates or through digital examples of student work or pictures and videos of students in class, the ongoing interaction between the teacher and parents created by both apps can be interactive, and it also gives parents a means by which they can ask questions, seek advice, share information about their child, and feel more engaged in the educational experiences of their children. My highlighting of Remind and Seesaw gives insight into my opinion on improving and increasing parent engagement in the 21st century. Regardless of the tools used to do this, what absolutely must be done in order to ensure true parent engagement is to find a way to let parents into the classroom using digital tools that do more than just tell them their student's current grade. Real parent engagement means seeing the process of learning of their student in school. Really, at the core of what I believe about parent engagement in the age of technology is the belief that relationships are what matter most in education. Any and all relationships that are formed and fueled by the context of school, whether it's between teachers and students, teachers and parents, or students and other students, transcends technology. That being said, technology and digital tools are powerful aids in communicating this relationship building to all stakeholders in the school community. Just as the impetus of education has moved towards equipping students for the 21st century, so too do we as educators need to continually evaluate and harness the power of technology to offer parents endless opportunities to connect with the educational experiences of their children.